This is your market recap for April 11th, 2025. Today we played bullish, stopping the retrace, which we had yesterday. So if we start going down to the lower time frames, we can start to set up a bias for the day. So I was bullish high time frame today for a couple of reasons. One being reaction off of this move's equilibrium, right there. Two, because of failure of another sweep attempt. Three, because we had a fair value gap here, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency validated with this reaction here. And then we bounced up off of it once, and then this was another one. But as of here, right, as of 9 o'clock, this red line here, we'd bounced off it once already. So I was okay with playing bullish. What I didn't see, I know it's very obvious now, but this imbalance here gave us a reaction here. I thought we'd just plow through that, but it did end up giving us some buy-side trouble early in AM session. But once we took out these lows in AM session, the rest of the day was bullish. Like I mentioned, reacted off here once, so I thought we were bullish. Didn't see this hourly, gave a reaction once, twice, three times. Came down to take out these lows, showed no desire to continue. And then we came up again, respecting this hourly inverse and playing bullish throughout, even using this hourly once we broke through it. Now, in this inverse too, we validated here with this reaction, and then boom, come up, react lower. The failure of taking these lows shows us a switch in my mind from bearish to bullish. You can kind of see we were a little, I can't really see on the 15, but price was slow today. And the AM session was kind of stuck in a little bit of a range. You kind of see here, it was just very slow. Slow, big wicks on both sides. Not very clear direction, at least in my opinion. So to start out, you're going to see that easier on the 1 minute, so I'll wait. So like I mentioned, my bias was bullish, so this would have been one of my profits, but again, there was no SMT, so I did not end up entering. Long, again, reaction off constant encroachment of that hourly sell side imbalance, inverse, sell side inverse. No, it's an inverse over here. Here, it's just a regular sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. React off constant encroachment of that. Break down, validating this 15-minute with this reaction here. Break through it, take out this low over here, show no desire to continue, come back up. React off this 15-minute lower, showing no ability to come back past these lows and closing within this hourly. And then we switch to bullish from there and through the rest of the day. We have this 5-minute here between these two candles, which gets reacted off of twice over there. But at that point, markets lost volume. So, I saw, like I mentioned, I was bullish from market open. Wasn't really too impressed with price action, so I ended up just, sitting back, letting PPI and Friday do its thing. No trades today. Minor sweep of this sell side here with this candle here. Let me take this away. You can see better. Boom, right, tiny sweep there. And then change in the state of delivery upwards, 15-second fair value gap. Change in the state of delivery on the 15-second. Left behind this 15-second inefficiency. This could have been long. I did see this when it was happening and when it was forming. But like I mentioned, these candles here kind of scared me away. Now, once we get up here, not only does this hourly sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency react off constant encroachment telling us that we're playing bearish, but we also sweep this high and show no continuation above it. So this in my mind is telling me we're going to get a retrace at least below this low. By the way, this, if there was an SMT, this would have been a long. If this had an SMT up here, that would have been a short. Short to equilibrium, because at this point, we don't know if this is going to reverse us fully or if it's just going to start a retrace. But in hindsight, we know we come back down, react off this minute fair value, this minute fair value gap, play bullish, fail to take out this high, break down, stay within this 1 minute fair value gap here, come all the way down, sweep this low here. Again, we try one more time to take this low, right? So we break it, come up, try again. We do end up sweeping it, but again, no continuation. So now, in my mind, taking a more external low and failing to continue, we're now going to switch to bullish for the day, trying to break through this, which gave us trouble early AM session. So we come up, react off this 15-minute as an inverse, back down. Closures stay close to the low of this hourly inverse. And then we get a bullish move here, taking us all the way up above these liquidities here. Almost getting up to this one, retracing back down. That's where this becomes an inverse, is once we break above this and come back down, then we treat it as an inverse. Reacting off it pretty nicely, spending a little too much time in it for my opinion, but it is a higher time frame array, so a couple minutes on the hourly time frame isn't really much. Then we get another last expansion above this high over here. By the way, both of these are what I marked out for the daily targets. Just so happens that I thought they'd get hit with this run, but that's okay. Reverse or retrace started during the macro here. Same here. If we look equilibrium of this move, perfect, hit that. Equilibrium of this move, perfect, hit that. The only SMT that I saw was of these lows. And at this point in the day with such low volume on a Friday, I'm just not taking that. It would have won, right? It would have won. It would have taken a while, but we would have put some profits up here and we would have gotten those and then out at break even. But that's just not a trade I want to be in. I mean, did today go, in a direction that made sense and that I saw? Absolutely. But again, like yesterday, I don't want to be trading in these conditions. So I'll save my capital for, a day that has, I don't want to say cleaner price action, but more probable conditions to result in a winning trade. Now, if we look in the weekly time frame, we played bullish this week after taking out these lows. Now, could this be just a one big retrace before sending us lower? Absolutely. Absolutely could. I like the reaction of this. Got that. We're not going to call a low, but we're playing bullish. We're playing bullish. Still within this fair value gap, reacting off of this new week opening gap. Sorry, new day opening gap. Yeesh. Changing the state of delivery here on the lower time frames. I could see us continuing to play bullish, but I could also see us this being a retrace. But given the news, given everything like that, I think we're going to start to come out of this. So I'll be looking for bulls next week, but again, we'll see what open on Sunday gives us and what overnight Sunday into Monday morning gives us before making a decision from there. Another thing that I want to say, my ability to read where the charts are going based off liquidity sweeps and the 15-second chart is growing. So much so that I am considering not requiring an SMT to take something. Now, why wouldn't I do that is because the SMT is something that's holding me to good trades. And by the way, if I were to take one without an SMT, I would significantly deleverage because that SMT is something that like it seals the ticket for me. That's a trade that I feel confident in that I've seen hundreds of times. Whereas this, I've seen it, right? I've seen a liquidity sweep, lack of continuation, change in the state of delivery, but I'm less confident in it. So going forward, I will be continuing to look at this to see how accurate and consistent I am with reading those things, reading those sweeps, reading those change in the state of delivery and overall bias for the next couple minutes, and we'll go from there. But like I said, if if I decide to take action off something like that, it's going to be with half the size that it would be with a regular, SMT change in the state of, the usual. Uh, but yeah, just looking for that in the future. This has been your market recap for April 11th, 2025.